I hate you.
No, you don't.
The first season of Heated Rivalry wrapped on December 26th, and fans immediately wanted to know when Season 2 would premiere. Creator Jacob Tierney gave them an answer nobody wanted to hear when he told Variety that it can't be the same time next year because this time last year he'd written 5 scripts and this time this year he's written 0 of them.
What the? I'm coming to the cottage.
We're looking at early 2027 at the earliest, for a show that became Crave's most watched original series in history and climbed to #1 on HBO Max in 3 weeks. That's a brutal wait.
I want you so bad. So bad. Wow, you are so beautiful.
What's actually causing the delay? Let's break it down. Crave announced the renewal on December 12th, before the season finale had even aired. The network greenlit Season 2 with HBO Max returning as the distribution partner, and the deal expanded to include Europe, Asia, and Latin America. Both lead actors are locked in. Williams and Storrie signed 3-season contracts when they got cast, and the source material exists because Season 2 will adapt The Long Game, the 6th book in Rachel Reid's Game Changers series. Everything is in place except for one critical thing. The scripts don't exist yet. Tierney told Variety he hasn't started writing, and in a separate interview with Entertainment Weekly, he said the timeline won't be 2 years between seasons, but it also won't be 18 months.
Why the fuck did you think it was okay to sex me before the game? What the fuck?
You were hard, weren't you?
The goal is to go as fast as possible while ensuring they do as good a job as they possibly can. But here's the reality, there's only so fast you can go when the show is written and directed by one person. All 6 episodes of Season 1 were written by Tierney alone. He also directed every single one by himself, and according to The Hollywood Reporter, he might bring in other writers to help with Season 2, though he hasn't decided yet.
You like tuna melt?
You wanna make me a tuna melt?
I was gonna make one for me, I can make 2.
What he has confirmed is that he'll direct every episode again. Hudson Williams gave Variety a potential filming timeline when he said someone told him July or August, but he really doesn't know. He also mentioned he's gaining 10 pounds for Season 2.
But you're an MMA fighter?
Yeah, I grew up MMA fighting and boxing.
That's crazy.
And then I got too many concussions.
He's dangerous.
Specifically 10 lean pounds, which suggests he's already started preparing physically even though the scripts aren't done. Filming in July or August puts us in a tight spot for timing. Season 1 took a few months to film, and then required extensive post-production, with Tierney and producing partner Brendan Brady delivering the final cut of the season finale just days before it aired on December 26th.
I know your mother is Japanese or something. Probably where you get your looks.
That accelerated schedule left everyone exhausted. For Season 2, they're not repeating that mistake. Brady told The Wrap they delivered episode 6 last week, so Jacob needs a rest, and they want time to really think about what makes sense to put on TV for everybody.
For the next 2 weeks, let's just be honest with each other.
Let's do the math on production timelines. Tierney starts writing scripts in early January and takes 4 to 6 months to complete them, which gets us to May or June. Filming starts in July or August and runs for 3 to 4 months, putting us in October or November. Post-production for 6 episodes typically takes 2 to 3 months minimum, carrying us into early next year. And when you add time for marketing and coordinating the release, a late 2026 premiere becomes nearly impossible. Early 2027 is the realistic target.
Ordinarily, I would give the rest to my parents, but that would probably ruin my whole silent retreat lie, I guess.
One factor complicating this is that Tierney is the sole writer and director, which is different from most prestige television, where multiple writers and directors share the workload. That's also why Heated Rivalry works, because Tierney's singular vision is what made Season 1 coherent and emotionally resonant.
And it felt like we were something.
We can't be something, Hollander.
Tierney explained to Entertainment Weekly why Season 2 scripts are taking longer, and the reason is that the story is more complicated. Season 1 covered a decade of Shane and Ilya's relationship through time jumps, meaning every scene could be a high point. Season 2 takes place over a single NHL season in real time, from training camp in September through the playoffs in June, with no time jumps to create momentum.
Come here.
No, you come here.
No, you come here.
No, you come here.
The tension has to come from character choices and the realities of their situation, and that's harder to write. The Long Game is also structured differently from Heated Rivalry. The first novel assumes readers are meeting Shane and Ilya for the first time, so it establishes who they are while showing their relationship develop over 10 years.
I love you.
I love it.
The Long Game assumes readers already know these characters intimately and jumps straight into the complications of their current situation. For the TV show, Season 2 has to serve 2 audiences: fans who watch Season 1 and need continuation, plus new viewers who might be jumping in because of the hype.
How about you tell me everything that's on your mind, but in Russian?
Tierney told The Hollywood Reporter he's considering adding a recap or a previously on segment at the start of Season 2, though he's also aware that too much recap feels like filler. Making it accessible to newcomers without boring people who are already invested is the challenge.
And people say you're not funny.
They do?
Yeah. They say you're boring too.
Season 2 faces another challenge that didn't exist in Season 1, and that's the intimate scenes. Heated Rivalry became known for its explicit content, which Tierney has always defended as essential to the story. In multiple interviews, he said that sex is character development, not just random scenes in every episode, because the lead characters learn about each other and learn about themselves through this.
You still won't?
I still won't.
Those scenes require extensive preparation. Williams told The Hollywood Reporter they would spend hours blocking and rehearsing before filming anything, making sure every movement felt intentional and true to the characters. Intimacy coordinator Chala Hunter oversaw all the scenes in Season 1, and that level of care doesn't speed up the production process, but it's part of why the show works.
Well. Do you think this will be enough? Fuck off.
The long game includes intimate scenes that serve similar purposes. Tierney has indicated those will stay in the show, and filming them takes time. Then there's the hockey. Season 1 got praised by actual hockey fans for understanding the sport, with locker room dynamics that felt real, game footage that looked legitimate, and travel schedules and media obligations and the physical toll of an 82-game season that all tracked with what NHL players actually experience.
I don't give a fuck how I played 2 fucking nights ago. I don't need to think about that. That was yesterday, that was before.
The long game requires even more precision because the entire plot revolves around the mechanics of a single NHL season. Playoff seeding matters, divisional rivalries matter, and the timing of injuries and trades and roster moves all have to make sense within the league's actual structure. Tierney reportedly wants to use actual NHL team names and logos for Season 2, which requires licensing agreements with the league. Season 1 used fictional teams, the Montreal Voyageurs and the Boston Bears, though fans noticed the jerseys and arena designs were clearly based on the real Canadiens and Bruins. For Season 2, negotiations with the NHL are ongoing, and those take time because the league has to approve every script before filming begins. The NHL's involvement is complicated. In December, the league issued a statement calling Heated Rivalry the most unique driver for creating new fans in 108 years, which sounds supportive, but the NHL has never had an openly gay player in its history.
Are there any gay hockey players?
None that have said it publicly.
Luke Prokop was drafted by Nashville in 2020 and came out in 2021. He's currently playing in the AHL and could become the first if he makes the roster. But as of January 2025, the NHL remains the only major North American men's sports league without a single-out player past or present.
You're an awesome player to watch.
Yes. Very good at hockey.
Brock McGillis is the first openly gay professional hockey player who came out after retiring in 2016, and he told Pink News the show probably won't lead to any active player coming out and might actually have an adverse effect. Heated Rivalry puts the league in a position where it's generating positive press while also highlighting a gap in representation the NHL has never fully addressed. Tierney is aware of this tension. In a January interview with Deadline, he said the show has a responsibility not to romanticize the challenges that LGBTQ athletes face, and he wants Season 2 to acknowledge the real consequences Shane and Ilya would experience if their relationship became public, while still telling a story that feels hopeful and worth investing in emotionally. Finding that balance requires drafts and rewrites and conversations with consultants. Cast availability is less of an issue than it could be. Williams and Storrie are both contracted for 3 seasons and their schedules are being built around Heated Rivalry because it's their priority, though both actors have seen their careers explode since the show premiered. Williams signed with CAA in mid-December and has been attached to multiple projects in various stages of development. He's already filmed 2 movies that are in post-production, including a film called Encore where he plays a character named Drifter. Storrie is in a similar position, fielding offers and trying to capitalize on the momentum while honoring his commitment to the show. Francois Arnault plays Scott Hunter and is expected to return in a larger role for Season 2. Scott's storyline in Season 1 ended with him deciding not to come out, and the long game picks up that thread by exploring what happens when a closeted player watches 2 of his peers navigate a public relationship. That's a major subplot requiring Arnault to be available for a much longer shooting schedule than he had in Season 1, and coordinating everyone's schedules adds complexity to the production timeline. One thing working in favor of the delay is that the gap between seasons gives the cast time to grow. Williams and Storrie were both relatively inexperienced when they shot Season 1. Williams was 24 and had been waiting tables while Storrie was 25 and in the same position. They've since gained confidence, worked with other directors and developed their craft, which means when they return for Season 2, they'll bring more experience to the roles. The delay also gives the fan base time to solidify. Heated Rivalry's success was rapid and intense. The show premiered with almost no marketing because HBO Max picked it up 9 days before it aired, and the buzz was entirely organic and driven by word of mouth and social media. A show that blows up overnight can fade just as quickly if there's nothing to sustain interest. The gap between seasons allows the fandom to mature, for fan content to proliferate, and for people to discover the show through recommendations. By 2027, the cultural conversation around LGBTQ representation in sports might look different. Luke Prokop might be in the NHL. The league's stance on out players might have shifted, and Heated Rivalry Season 2 could premiere into a moment where its themes feel even more urgent and relevant. There's also the strategic angle. Season 1 premiered with almost no marketing because the timeline was so compressed, but for Season 2, both Crave and HBO will have time to build a proper campaign. They can release trailers months in advance, coordinate press tours, arrange promotional partnerships, and create anticipation in a way that wasn't possible for Season 1. And that kind of rollout requires planning and a locked premiere date that everyone can build around. Here's what we're looking at. Tierney hasn't started writing scripts yet as of early January, and he told Variety and Entertainment Weekly the timeline won't be 2 years, but it also won't be same time next year. Hudson Williams told Variety filming might start in July or August, though he emphasized he really doesn't know. If filming starts in summer and runs through fall, post-production would carry the show into early next year. And when you add time for marketing and coordinating the international release, early 2027 is the safe bet. That's frustrating for fans who want more Shane and Ilya right now, but it's also the reality of making television that's actually good. Heated Rivalry became a phenomenon because it didn't compromise. Tierney refused to change the story or tone down the intimate content. He cast unknown actors based on chemistry rather than star power. He took the time to get the hockey details right, and he handed in the Season 1 finale days before it aired because he was still making sure it was perfect. Season 2 is getting the same treatment. Tierney and Brady made it clear in an interview with The Wrap that whatever comes next is going to be intentional. They don't want to just throw content up on the wall. They want to be deliberate about the choices they make. And Tierney said with confidence that Heated Rivalry will always be centered around Shane and Ilya, though they're also exploring other stories in the Game Changers universe. The show will continue to be as intimate and handmade as it was in Season 1, because that's the only way Tierney knows how to make television. Tierney also addressed the possibility of spin-offs or expanded storylines. The Game Changers series includes multiple books about different characters, and some of those characters have already appeared in Heated Rivalry, with Episode 3 introducing Scott Hunter and Kip Grady, whose relationship is the focus of the first Game Changers novel, and Episode 4 introducing Kyle, a bartender, who's the main character in the 4th book. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Tierney confirmed Kyle exists in the Heated Rivalry TV universe but remained tight-lipped on whether Season 2 will explore his relationship with Eric Bennett, another character from the books. He said he doesn't know what Kyle's love life looks like, he doesn't know what that journey's going to be or when, but that's the same Kyle for sure. Bell Media executives have expressed interest in doing as many seasons as possible. Justin Stockman is VP of Content Development and Programming, and he told The Ankler they've had discussions with Tierney and Brady about what the vision is. They know they want more, but what shape that takes, how many seasons they can get out of the Shane and Ilya story versus what else could be sprinkled in, or whether that's this series or another series, they haven't really answered yet. It's an ongoing conversation. The success of Season 1 has given everyone involved the space to think long-term, rather than rushing to capitalize on the hype. Connor Story told Entertainment Weekly he's excited to explore the dynamic that develops in the long game. Now that Shane and Ilya have established they're together and they're choosing this, what does that look like, and how do they consistently choose through new obstacles and self-realizations? They're in the real leagues now, he said, and it's cool to watch these people who have been in this heightened reality for so long have the other shoe drop that deepens the love, but also tests some of their personal limits. That's the story Season 2 will tell, but it requires time to tell it properly. The wait is long. Early 2027 means fans are looking at 14 to 16 months between seasons at minimum, which is longer than most people wanted. But it's also what happens when a show prioritizes quality over speed. Heated Rivalry proved that a Canadian show about gay hockey players adapted from an explicitly romantic novel could break streaming records and become a cultural phenomenon. Season 2 will prove whether that success was a fluke or the beginning of something bigger. And if we have to wait until 2027 to find out, at least we know why. The scripts are being written by one person who refuses to rush. The production is being planned with the same care that made Season 1 special. and the team behind the show would rather deliver something great late than deliver something mediocre on time. In an industry that often prioritizes speed over quality, that's worth celebrating. If you're already counting down the days, you're not alone, but now you know exactly what's causing the delay and why it's probably worth the wait.